So here we are at a residential leak detection. So they had a plumber come in before we got here. And what they did was they isolated the house from the main. So we're going to show you the main. We're going to show you what happens when we isolate the house. Then we shut that off. We still have meter running. However, when we shut off irrigation, we're going to shut that valve and then we're going to come back and we're going to see that the meter stops. From that point on, we know we have a leak on the irrigation side. Now, on this irrigation side, on this specific house, they have hose bibs and they have a couple of other things that we're going to point out on this quick leak detection. So take a look and see how we get it done.
So these are the zones of the actual house. There's one. This is another zone by that tree. This is a third zone on a small front yard property. The fourth zone is running along one ficus bush, the short one, and then the long one is another zone. So that comes out to 5 zones. So what we're going to do is we're going to open up and we're going to expose the meter, and we're going to see when we look at it, we have our small dial, which is slowly turning. When we shut the water off to the house shut off, we still have the meter spinning. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to close off our sprinkler shut off. So this shuts off the irrigation and a couple of hose bibs that go on the outside of the house. And look, it stopped. It's not moving at all. So we know that our leak is beyond that. So what we're going to do is walk the property and we're going to listen to all stub ups. And we're going to listen to those sprinkler valves, especially. These metal ones are very easy to listen to. So when we touch them, we're listening to see if we have any water running through them, and we don't. But what we're also doing is we're going to touch any hose bib that we have on the property. As we walk, we actually look. So we're looking for valves. We're looking for hose bibs. We're looking for anything that might be up in the property that we don't know this property. So we have to look around, and we walk a property. We look both ways, and we're going to just keep walking, and we're going to keep looking for any sprinkler heads, for any outside hose bibs or anything. So look at what we found over here. We found 2 specific heads, and watch what happens when we touch this one. That's the sound of what an actual leak sounds like. But we don't just stop there. We know we had that valve leaking, but we're going to finish walking the property. This is where most guys make mistakes, because they don't finish walking the property and they might see something else that might be going on with it. So it's going to bring us through this side of the house, bring us back to this zone. We're going to keep our eyes open, and that's going to have us, when we're done with this zone, it's going to bring us back to where we actually originally started, at the 2 valves that we listened to from the very beginning.
So here's how we figured this out. It's all about isolation. We didn't even have to pressure test up any of these lines. What it basically turned out to be was a bad sprinkler valve that we have over here. It was running when it was off. When the system has it shut off, it was literally running very slowly as you saw the meter dial turn. And what that did was it was allowing water to go to probably the lowest head in the system. So by isolating it, we heard from the valve by using our Leaktronics leak detection equipment. We heard water hissing through the valve. We knew we had a leak in the valve. Now what we have it shut down. We're going to replace that valve, the end of the leak. For more information, visit leaktronics.com and always check out our YouTube channel.